If you feel like something is deeply wrong with this country, like the math ain't mathin', like the rules keep changing depending upon who you are, you're not crazy. You're just paying attention. I'm your host, Breezy, with my co-host, Des the Diva, and this is America, No Filter. If you're watching ICE move through your neighborhoods like modern-day slave catchers, and then the President of the United States is lying in our faces about it, that's what we're here for, and we're going to talk about it. I'm your host, Breezy.
And I'm Des the Diva.
And this is America, No Filter.
How you doing, Breezy?
Girl, I'm good. I'm a little tired, but I'm okay. I'm glad to be here, though. I'm very excited. For our very first episode of America No Filter. We about to get it in.
Long overdue. It's long overdue for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So before we get into the things that we're going to get into, I just want to give a little brief introduction of who I am, and then let's hear about who you are. I mean, I know some people know you already. In fact, let you go first, because you already in this. Let's go, Des.
Well, I am a Des the Diva. I've been podcasting for a little bit over 2 years now. And just happy to be here with you, being able to speak my mind unfiltered and able to really say what's really going on.
Okay, so I am Breezy. This is my very first time hosting a podcast. Now, I have been interviewed on a podcast once before for art back in the day, but this is something I wanted to do for a long time because there were just so many things I wanted to talk about, and it was really hard to find like the title that was going to allow me to do that. And then, so I saw this artist and they had this piece that was like really, really inspiring, and it was very politically based. It was a Black American flag. And when you zoom in, you see people like the rows of the flag are, enslaved people like picking cotton, right? And I was just like, whoa. We need to start like a global art movement about how people feel about America in this moment. And I came up with a couple of things. I wasn't really feeling it. And then I was like, wait a minute. America, no filter. Because America love a good filter, girl.
Baby, I tell you.
The propaganda be propagandaing, okay? So once I hit that America No Filter, I was like, wait a minute. Because that'll work for a podcast too, girl. And we can talk about all the things.
Yes.
And here we are.
Here we are. Finally.
All right. So we've got a whole lot of shit going on in 2026. And we only, not even a whole month in.
Girl.
Okay. So big topic right now, obviously, is them ICE boys and how they doing out there in these American streets. These modern day slave catchers just out here running a fucking muck. So I know you've got some experience with some friends that have dealt with ICE. What's that been like for you?
It's been painful to watch, to be honest with you. Without giving too much detail, just for the safety of that friend, I do have a friend that was deported from ICE, and just some of the conditions, that we know to be true because of having someone there in the ICE facilities is just ridiculous. What we see on the streets and what we're seeing in the news is just one portion of it. It's a completely different world when they get into those facilities and are ripped from their families. I mean, these people are basically being kidnapped and then dropped off.
Actually.
Kidnapped. And then they're being dropped off in their countries with no paperwork, no guidance, no next steps, nothing. And a lot of these people have never even been there.
But some of them aren't even being dropped back into their country of origin or ancestral origin. Some of them are being dropped off in places they have no ties to whatsoever.
No ties. And again, no paperwork, no ties, no ID, no money, no nothing. Just here. We don't want you here. And I can only imagine how that feels. Not only the fear of being someplace you've never been, but the shame and embarrassment of being told we don't want you.
But not just that, though. Like, some people are being deported to somewhere, one, where they've never been, but two, they might not even speak the language.
They don't speak the language. They don't know the culture. And I know that, they spoke when the administration first started speaking of this, they were speaking about different types of gang ties. But to be honest with you, they're going to get people killed because let's just say that they are putting somebody from one part of Central America in a part of Central America that they don't have any ties to, but they're part of gang culture. They're going to immediately kill that person
But see, they've already been getting people killed.
and killing people.
I mean, the Caribbean, bombing boats
Bombing
with
boats,
no
fishermen
proof
boats,
of anything,
fishermen
like
boats.
running amok, running amok. And now we have, ICE running through various blue cities, mostly in blue states.
Blue states.
We've got the two big headlines for January: Renee Good and Alex Preddy in Minnesota. Tell me what you think about that.
Ooh, baby. I've been pondering on this all day just because I in no way agree with ICE being able to unalive anybody in the streets.
Facts. Yeah.
But the fact that it is now a problem to everybody because the person that they've unalived is white. I'm struggling with that because, as we know, there was another victim unalived at the end of December. And as you see the news displaying what's happening, they never mention him. His picture doesn't pop up. It's very rare that
I
they
learned about it
even
on the socials.
yeah. Like seriously, like you really, it's rare. But now that it's
Peaceful
happening to
tenure.
white
Yeah.
people, we were rallying against this, but we've been telling you because this is the life that we live. This is the PTSD that we carry. And
Right.
now to see people rallying and rioting and banding together the very things that we tried to do in the last Trump administration. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's painful.
Girl, they always be like, believe black women, trust black women, but they don't ever listen to what we say until it directly impacts them.
Yeah,
Then
and I
all
was,
of a sudden, just the clarity,
hello.
right? And I think that the reason why, because I'm with you, I agree, nobody should be dying at the hands of ICE. I'm
No.
like, first of all, immigration is a civil issue. It's not even a criminal issue. So why do you have guns? That's my first question. But then before we even get into all that, I mean, hello, America was stolen. Like,
Hello.
so every European person that is here is not native to this land. Okay. So
Exactly.
I mean, let's back it all the way up. If you don't like immigrants, y'all can go to hell back to Europe. Okay. But
Oh, but they're
anyway,
not they're not harassing the European immigrants. It's just the black and brown ones that
no,
are
no,
a problem.
no. What they're doing to the Renee Goods and the Alex Preddy type individuals, the well-meaning whites is what I
Hmm.
would call them. They did that because what did they say after Renee? You guys didn't learn a lesson after what happened last week or whatever. It's like, learn a lesson.
Exactly.
What? That's what that was supposed to be. And the lesson is that if you are not on board with white supremacy as a white person, then you will be treated like we treat black and brown people in this country every day.
Absolutely. Clearest message they
Period.
could have told. Super clear.
Period. And so it's like they're doing it intentionally because they want people to be afraid. They
Oh
want
yeah.
people to be so afraid that they don't stand up, that they fold. And the
Yeah.
reality is that there has never been a bully beaten by you submitting. Not now, not ever. So if people
Never.
submit, it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. Your complacency is not going to protect you. And I think that's what white people specifically are seeing right now. And I think
Mhm.
that's one of the reasons that they're quite afraid. And I understand the fear, but welcome to the reality of like every black person in
Exactly.
America.
And see, I'm having a hard time even when they speak up now because you're only speaking up because it's happening to your friends in your community, in your neighborhood. Because
Yeah.
where was all of this when it was happening just to black people? You were telling us, well, you should have been compliant. Well, you should have done what you were told.
Right, right, right.
And now that it's happening to you, now it's like, oh, well, you are messing with the black people. And in some ways, I feel like that's a ploy to get us to stand up and protect them because we know how to protect each other because it's the way that we've always had to live.
We told you, right? Like we've been saying, this is who America is. I remember like when Trump got elected this time.
Allegedly.
Okay? Because I mean, he's even said
Yeah, he's in
direct
our.
quote that he stole this one,
Yeah.
but allegedly, right? So, anyway, I heard a lot of people up front talking about this isn't who we are. And I was like, where the fuck you been? This is exactly who America has always been to some people. because the propaganda is propaganding the land of the free and the home of the brave. And you got a whole group of people that have never really been free here.
Ever. Ever.
Liberty, freedom, justice. Y'all don't care about none of that. America don't care about that
At all.
at
When you can
all.
run up in a government building and it not be considered treason, but be considered you being a patriot, but you kneel to an American flag and you're called a son of a bitch, we know what time it is.
Girl, we've
And
been
they
known.
know. They
We've
know.
been known.
They know. We don't have to really tell them because they see the same shit that we see. They know. But they turn the other cheek. And this is what happens when you look the other way. Now they
Oh, for
can't look the
sure.
other way because it's in their face.
When there is no accountability for white violence, this is what you get. This is what you
Absolutely.
get. And I think that this is a long time coming because ICE is the rebranded slave patrols, right?
Absolutely.
The slave catchers, which were the foundations for policing in America. Which is why when we were saying during the Black Lives Matter movement during COVID, defund the police, they thought we was crazy. You
Yep.
can't do that. What?
And look at them
No,
now.
we need the police. Now I'm hearing a lot of defund ICE.
Defund ICE. Although they do
Now,
need to defund
while
them
I
bad boys.
agree, they do need to be defunded.
Please.
Because
Snatch
the
the money.
billions and billions that they received is
Mm-hmm.
absolutely asinine and
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
ludicrous.
So they
It's,
need to
it's
be
ludicrous.
defunded. But now y'all know what we're talking about. You get it
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You get it
You
now.
know, and a
Okay.
part of me feels like this had to happen for everything to fall together the way it needs to. I can almost guarantee you Kamala Harris is somewhere watching this with her feet kicked up. Like I told
Well,
you.
but sometimes experience is the only teacher, not just the best, but the only teacher. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you have two kids. I got twins, and I have one that I can tell him the stove is hot, don't touch it, and he won't go over there. And then I have another one that I say the stove is hot, don't touch it, and he got to see for himself.
Mm.
There are a lot of I gotta experience it myself before I learn the lesson kind of people out here. And now they're
Yeah.
learning the lesson and they're like, Black people knew this the whole time. Well, yeah, because there was an exam
Yeah.
November 5th of 2024. What you get? I got a 92.
I got 92. They failed, baby.
Okay,
Miserably.
I hear the brothers
And
got an 85.
and the Hispanic people who failed are I'm still astonished. The man told you. The thing about it is Trump lied, but he don't. I've been saying this whole time. He lied, but he don't. He lies
Okay,
about
break it
the
down.
important stuff, but he'll tell you the little stuff that he's getting ready to do. So he'll let you know. He's definitely a person that lets the right hand know what the left hand get ready to do. So you knew what he was coming after. You knew how hard he was going to work to get the Hispanic people out of here. He specifically said he was coming for the Hispanic community, and they
Yeah.
still
But that white adjacency, boy, is so appealing.
like, girl,
And they think it's a shield. It's going to
girl,
protect them.
and all it did was point him right to you. All it did was point him right to you. He knew where to go now because between them and the I will vote for Donald Trump and the White Lives Matter and the All Lives Matter people, they've been mighty silent.
Boy, ain't it? I have not heard anybody say
Not a peep.
White Lives Matter or All Lives Matter. I haven't
Not
heard
a
it at
peep.
all. And like I said, I haven't heard the this isn't who we are crowd anymore. So that means
Oh
they
no.
waking the fuck up. And it's about time. It's real late. Okay,
Yeah.
but it is about time.
Yeah.
So while we talking about waking up, I'm gonna go ahead and put out there that being woke is not a diss. It's not a slur. It means that you are aware of what the fuck going on, and that's actually not a bad thing. That's a great thing. So for those of y'all that
Right.
are waking the fuck up right now,
Absolutely.
welcome to the dystopian nightmare you helped create.
Yeah. But you know what it is. They take our verbiage, anything from African American vernacular English, and they turn it into something that they feel like makes us look like we're bad. So you already know what
They
that is.
try. They
They
do.
attempt
They
to.
yeah. They
But
they attempt. Well, I mean, certain segments, right? Attempt to rebrand it
yeah,
in a way that is derogatory. And to that, I would just say that is just a reflection of what they got going on the inside.
absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
I mean, that's just them looking in the mirror and projecting like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
And what do they
couldn't agree
say?
more.
Black people, they're so dangerous. I mean, I ain't never, where in American history that you know of, was there a gigantic slaughter of white people by black people?
We damn sure wasn't eating them, feeding them to alligators, ripping out people's babies, or anything in that nature. Anything
So it's
close to
like
that
the history don't support the argument,
at
right?
all.
That black people are so violent. The history supports that white people are really violent. I
Yeah,
mean, this country was founded on violence, right? It was
yeah,
founded on it. One of the first things that the settlers, aka the colonizers, did when they got here that first winter and didn't know how the hell to survive, and indigenous people helped them survive, they gave them motherfuckers blankets filled with smallpox.
yep,
This is how you thank people that help save your life?
yeah, yeah. That's how they operate,
Genocide?
and
And
it's
then
and
want to
it's
turn
still
around and
going
be
on
like, go back
today.
to where you came from.
And majority of
Child.
violence, you can look this up on the FBI website. Majority of the violent crimes is it's being done by them.
Oh,
They
for sure.
continue to
But that's
say
not the
that it's been
narrative.
black people, but majority of it is them, and there's no
It
reason
always
for
has
it.
been.
Yeah, there's no reason for it. You shouldn't be robbing, killing, stealing, nothing. You have privilege. Utilize that privilege to get you where you need to go. There's no reason for them to be robbing, stealing, or killing anything. But if you look on the FBI website, it's them.
I
It's
mean,
them.
look, I feel like the group of people that understands this country the most are always going to be the ones pushed furthest to the margins.
Yeah,
Because those are the people that get to experience the worst of what this country has. And we
absolutely.
get it all the time. So when other people are like, what do you mean? America's such a great place. And it's like, you have to realize that not everybody's lived experience in this country is the same,
Well, yeah, and they're lying to us
right?
because so many other countries are thriving. People are moving there and thriving. They're living longer. They're getting healthy. They're getting medical care at a faster rate and better medical care. Their food doesn't have all of these toxins in it. They're lying to us.
But I mean, the whole thing is a scam, and it's a sham from, I think, from inception. This business model, this capitalism thing, I mean, is just to enrich a small group of the population and keep everybody else that they're stealing from fighting each other. Because, see, if
Exactly.
I'm fighting with Taylor and, Muhammad, and I'm fighting with Jesus, well, then I'm not going to be fighting Epstein.
Right.
That's
Hello.
a whole nother conversation, right? Oh, it's
Hello.
like if we're all fighting each other, they can literally rob us blind because we too busy and distracted, hating each other. Meanwhile, we all share a common struggle.
Yes, we do. And there's so much, not that there isn't strength in other cultures, but there's so much strength in the black and brown communities that they're afraid that if we are to ever put our differences aside and connect, that they're going to be in big trouble.
Oh man, you already know. I mean, that's why, Fred Hampton,
Hello.
Rainbow Coalition, that's exactly what they were afraid of because he was able to bring people from various walks of life together.
Together.
Black people, brown people, white people, Asian people, Muslims, Christians, it didn't matter. And they were like, "Oh, that's dangerous. That's dangerous."
Absolutely. Isn't it funny how they want us out of here when we incite things that bring us together rather than killing the people that's actually inciting violence? Look at how they took Nipsey Hussle out of here. We know what that is. Fred
Oh
Hampton.
man, he was
We
starting to
know what that
elevate
is. But you know what
mentally.
I
He
mean?
was he was starting to elevate to another level, and they was
He
like, "Oh
was
no."
elevating, but he was elevating the community as well. People were
Absolutely.
listening to him. People were
Yeah.
hearing what he had to say. You can tell in the way that Lauren London speaks now that man chills even saying that man poured a knowledge into her she would not have gotten anywhere else because of where
Yeah.
he was going mentally. And that's why they didn't want him here anymore. It's the same thing with Tupac. Look at
Sure. Sure.
we're watching clips from 1993 of Tupac speaking about Trump stumping on people to get before we even really knew what he was on. Tupac seen it coming. They don't like
Yeah.
black people like that. And then those are the black people they want to get rid of. Whenever I
Of
see a
course.
murder of a black person, I always want to go and look into their background and see what is it that they were doing. What were their conversations like? What were their friend group like? Because I know it's something about you that elevates above the rest that they had to get out of here before you started to bring other people into that enlightenment.
Well, anybody with the ability to lead large groups of people, especially large groups of black people, they're like, we got to watch you. We
Yeah.
got to keep an eye on you. And if you get beyond where we feel like we can control you, then we got to do what we got to do. I mean, state sanctioned violence. I mean, that's not a new thing because that's what's happening with ICE right now. It's state sanctioned.
Mm-hmm.
The literal president of the United States is authorizing this bullshit and then gonna play in everybody's face and tell the same lies that they tell about black people when they are unarmed and
Yeah.
murdered in this country. Same kind of lies. What do they say about this guy, Mr. Preddy? They said he was brandishing a weapon walking towards these ICE agents.
This man
I
is
mean,
on the
the
floor.
gaslighting. I mean, y'all gaslighting me like I got an empty tank. Like, this crazy. What do you mean? What? Like, we see the video and you're
Right.
telling us that we don't see what we see.
Exactly.
And I think they laid the foundation with that fake news, all of that lays
Yes,
the
but the
foundation for
baffling
not
part for
believing what you
me,
see. Go ahead.
the baffling part for me, Breezy, is there's so many people in the comments of these videos like, he did have a gun. I saw it. No, you didn't. We're all watching the same video. The same thing with last week with Renee Good, and they were saying they seen her hit the ICE agent with the car. No, you
Right, right,
didn't.
right, right.
No, you didn't.
They called her a terrorist.
Right? We're watching this.
I think
Like we're watching.
her last words were something like, "I'm not mad at you, dude," or
Yes, but
something like that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Isn't that
and the
crazy?
look of pleasure on their faces when they walk away. They actually were clapping. One of them were
Yo,
clapping.
yo. Okay, I just saw this clip today. Do you know these clowns said it's just like Call of Duty, huh, bro? Call of Duty?
Wow.
Bitch, this is not a game? Are you serious? But you know, I mean, all the ICE agents are these fucking Nazi hate group motherfuckers. You got the Proud Boys, all of them motherfuckers. These are the guys.
Yeah,
Unqualified, low IQ, small dick energy
they're not been trained properly how to
motherfuckers.
handle a gun.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, how you gonna be a gun nut and not know how to carry a gun at the same time?
Baby, that's been the question of the week all week.
Because I saw the video. Okay, there's a creator. I'm gonna have to like tag him because I can't remember the name off the top. But he did like an analysis of the Preddy video, and in his analysis, it looks as though the ICE agent that took the gun off of Preddy accidentally misfired it onto the ground, and that's why the other agent started shooting. And then you hear
Oh my
audio
god.
after saying, "Where's the gun? Where's the gun? Who has the gun?" And then the dude who took it was like, "I have the gun." And they were like, "Oh, okay."
Wow.
So if all of that is indeed the events, essentially an incompetent ICE agent took a weapon that he did not know how to handle, misfired it, and that's what triggered his whoever comrades to, I mean, shoot him what, 8 more times or some
Hey.
craziness. He was shot, I think, 9 times total, because that one bullet, the first shot, went into the ground. And in that video analysis, you see there's something like maybe a t-shirt or a rag or something that's black on the ground, and when he moves that gun, when he takes it away, that thing moves. You hear that shot, that thing moves, and so it looks
Let's
like it
stop
would hit
that.
that black whatever on the ground, and then everybody else started shooting. And I was like, so what that video analysis is saying is that Alex Preddy died because of incompetence of white men.
Yeah. And the sad part, they're gonna get away with it.
Yeah, because of what, the qualified immunity.
Yeah, they're gonna get away with it.
All that's going to do is embolden them. Because if they're like, oh, we can just murder people without consequence, bet. This is their wet dream. They've been wanting to fucking kill people
Yeah.
without consequence
Yeah. Like
for
I
the
said, they walk
longest
away
time.
looking so satisfied. They look satisfied every
I
time.
mean, this is just like Call of Duty, bro. What the
Right.
fuck? And yeah, there were guys clapping.
It
Clapping?
was clapping. Mm-hmm.
As somebody that
Clapping.
just lost their life
Yep.
for no reason, as we know.
They didn't even let
In
medical
fact, for
care come
helping
in.
2 other women, for protecting women, actually,
That were being pushed.
and bullied.
That were being pushed. And that
Yeah,
and that
and
was
he
his
stood
nature to
between them and the
protect
ICE
it.
officers.
Exactly. And that was his nature, Preddy's nature, to be able to take care of people because he was a nurse and he had taken care of veterans.
For the veterans, VA
This is how we
ICU nurse.
honor people that have taken care of our veterans?
They don't care about honoring anybody
Nobody.
unless they worship, the God of MAGA. They don't care. I mean, talking about honoring people, like, who are they honoring? They're honoring the wrong people. Charlie Kirk,
Trump to Charlie Kirk.
and wanting to, change narratives, and January 6th was a day of love. Like the fuck?
Yeah, this
And
is the
then
most Bible
he's got
thumping. I don't know
people
the
that are dumb
Bible.
enough to believe it
Yeah, this is
because
the
he
most
loves
Bible
the
thumping. I don't know the
uneducated.
Bible people I ever seen in my life. I've never seen people that Bible thump that don't know not one word of the Bible. And I'm like, you didn't even crack the book open. Can you read? Because there's now audiobooks. Maybe you need to listen to it. You haven't even cracked this book open. We're talking about you're worshiping a God of love, but everything you do is filled, wrapped, stuffed with hate.
I can't even get with these Christian nationalists.
Girl.
First of all, okay. So these white supremacist motherfuckers, they don't like Jewish people. Jesus was Jewish.
Hello.
They don't like Middle Eastern people. Jesus was from the Middle East. And they don't like black people. And doggone it, you got a trifecta. How the hell can you say that you worship the God of the Bible
Right.
and you don't like nothing that's in the Bible?
Because I haven't read it.
Like
Like
nothing.
most people, like most people, well, we won't go there today, but like most people, they haven't read it.
Of course not.
They
No,
careless
no,
like
no.
she
They
got
have
one
they have
biblical
people
thing.
that pick and choose what verses to harp on, to get
Yeah,
them to
no,
think and believe whatever you want them to believe, or they will be in the pulpit on Sunday and in their ICE uniform on Monday,
on Monday.
like that preacher up in Minnesota.
There's a preacher in
There's an ICE
Minnesota.
director
Excuse
and a
me?
pastor. Make it
Excuse
make
me?
sense.
Excuse me? I didn't know that.
Yes, that's the whole Don Lemon situation. They trying to get him on the FACE Act, and I think the organizer of that event was a black woman, so they trying to like indict her and all this other stuff for outing that guy essentially as an ICE director. But I feel like if you're leading a parishon of people, then yeah, you should be able to answer some questions.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because how are you a director of ICE and a Christian pastor? But you already know my views on Christianity, especially white
Yeah.
Christianity. I don't
Oh,
know if this
yeah.
episode is the episode for this one.
Later, I think our views are very similar in that aspect. But yeah, we definitely have to talk about that at another time. But wow, I didn't know that there was a pastor that was also an ICE agent. That's disgusting.
Isn't it? But it's just as disgusting as having Latino ICE agents.
Girl, I
It's
swear to
just as
goodness
disgusting
gracious.
as having Black, Asian, Native
No,
ICE agents.
agent,
Like,
like,
what in the
right.
entire fuck?
They couldn't pay me enough to get out
No,
there and
but they
dehumanize
paying
people.
$150,000 apparently,
I
so
don't
that's
give a
enough
damn.
for some
I'll
people to
work at
sell
my
what little
regular
clothes
job.
they have.
I'll work at my regular job. You cannot pay me enough to dehumanize other people,
But
regardless
the
of their
kinds of
race.
people that want to do this job are the kinds of people that should never do the job.
Absolutely.
They're the people that got bullied. They're the people that feel really small. They're the people that never felt seen. They feel powerless. They were the kids stuffed in the fucking lockers. They were
Yep.
not the cool kids. They were the kids that
Absolutely.
didn't nobody like. And they're still the
Absolutely.
kids that don't nobody like.
Nobody. And that's why they
They're
cover their
just
face.
older.
And that's why they cover their face. Because they already know.
Right.
I
Because
haven't
if you
seen,
really bout it, what you covering your face for?
hello.
If
I
you
haven't
scared, say
seen
you scared.
one.
Because you don't want to get doxxed. You don't want to have to answer any questions with
Yeah.
your neighbors, your community. You don't want to be beholden to them. You just want to be
Because on their
reckless.
off
I mean,
days, they
this
are
is
your
KKK.
kids' school teachers and the doctor and all the important people in the community on their off days. So you already know that they have to hide their faces because you don't want to walk in your doctor's office and your damn children's
The
pediatrician
same
is
book as the
also a damn ICE
KKK. Same
agent.
playbook. Same
Yeah.
playbook as the KKK. That's why they wore masks, because they
Yep.
were the judges and the KKK. They were the cops and the KKK, the doctors and the KKK, the lawyers and the KKK, the shop owners, and they were everywhere. Yeah, they were the
Yep.
people that you see every day, and they will somewhat smile in your face so they can get behind a mask like the bitches they are, and then go terrorize people.
Yep.
That's the smallest of small dick energy, I'm gonna tell you, for real. But
Absolutely. So tell me,
yeah.
Breezy, what do you think needs to happen from here for us to get out of it? Where do you think this is going?
Well, I think it's gonna get a lot worse if the people don't do something. Because our leadership, if you can even call it that,
Mm-hmm.
listen, Congress is rendered inept. Like they ain't done nothing. They wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight, as far as I'm concerned right now. Because I feel like they are under the auspices of democracy. Like they're still leaning so heavy into that. When you have somebody on the other side not following a single rule, law, regulation, they threw out the whole Constitution. And you're
Yeah,
still trying to pretend like we're playing fairly. And that's crazy to me. It's crazy. So I think it's going to get worse. I think that people have to do something, that people need to continue to look out for their neighbors, protect each other, warn each other. This is the time to build a community.
hmm,
Get to know the people that live around you. Stop being so isolationist, right? Because that's not going to help you long term.
right,
But I think economically, if we take our money out of this system, they ain't got no choice. It's gonna fall. That's
absolutely,
where the power is. And I just don't know how to get everybody on one accord. Or not even everybody, because it just needs to be a certain percentage of the population. If a certain percentage of the population did it, the impact would be great enough to make some things move. So I think that it's got to be we the people, but I think economically is probably going to be the best way for everyone. I just don't know if people are really ready to make the sacrifices. I think comfortability has kept people complacent.
yes,
People don't want to be uncomfortable.
yes.
And I'm
I
like,
also think our celebrities need to speak up.
girl,
They need
the
to speak
people,
up.
yeah, people with large platforms need to
They need,
utilize
yeah,
them. But not
hmm,
just celebrities, businesses.
yeah,
Businesses that are not pro this bullshit needs to say that shit loud as hell.
yep,
But they're also afraid of whatever Trump is going to do. And I'm like, the only way to beat a bully is by standing up, not by laying down.
absolutely,
So that's
absolutely.
me. What do you think? Where do you think things are headed next? Do you think the Insurrection Act is going to be called martial law? Do you see any of that stuff happening? What do you
I
think?
definitely think that this is going to end up being on a large scale a civil war. The people are tired, and white people are now tired. So that's they act up more than we do. Let's be realistic, because as a culture, we're a little bit more afraid to really get out there and say something because we don't know if we're going to be coming home. They still have it embedded in their mind that majority of them are going to go home. So now that they're mad, I can see it ending in civil war. So I definitely think that's the direction that we're going. I totally agree with you that I think it would be better on an economic playing field than fighting a violence one, because at the end of the day, Trump's whole administration is at this for the money. They don't give a damn about the people, the Constitution, the country, what we look like on the outside looking in. It's always been about the money. And
It's been a
economically,
year.
absolutely, economically, we need to pull. But like you said, how do we get there? Because so many people are so comfortable. You couldn't even keep niggas out of Target.
Okay, well, I mean, I ain't stepped foot in no Target
Like, you know what I'm saying? Long enough to get,
forever, ever. But this is
yeah,
I've boycotted Target years ago. This is
yeah. It's
I
like,
used to
come
work
on.
there. So yeah, I was like, oh fuck Target. Yeah.
Yeah, I work there too. We
The
have to,
racism I experienced there,
yeah,
girl, fuck Target.
yeah. But seriously, so I definitely think we are leading towards a civil war. I think this is what Trump wanted. I think he wants to be
Oh,
able to
for
call
sure.
martial law. He wants everybody chaotic. He damn near seems like he's pushing us to be like the purge. But I do think we're going
Hunger
into a
Games and
civil.
shit.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think we're going civil war directions. Best thing to do now is get prepared and, like you said, get to know your neighborhood, get to know your people. Now's not the time to be just blacks with blacks and Mexicans with Mexicans and things of that nature. Now's the time for us to unite as a culture, one American race. We need to all band together and get to know each other and protect each other, because at the end of the day, they're coming for one, they're coming for all.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Because the agenda that they're on, the white supremacy agenda, even with their own, if you don't agree with what we're doing, you're expendable just like everybody else. And that's but Maya Angelou used to say, we are more alike than we are unalike, right?
Hmm.
She was my professor in undergrad. And that is so true. I mean, no matter where you go, and I've traveled the world, people are basically the same. Our wants, our needs, our drives are basically the same. Our
Hmm.
language might be different. Some of our cultural practices might be different, but our basic needs, wanting to be loved, wanting shelter and food and to be cared for, and, like all of those things are the same.
Yeah.
And once people can realize that our experiences might be different, but we all want safety, security, we want to be able to be happy, we want the same things. God, like this place would be a lot easier if people were able to see that, see the
Yeah.
humanity in each other. But I think the American government has done such a great job in dehumanizing certain segments of the population that people are just scared all the time
Yeah.
and without any
PTSD.
justification.
We all have it. We are all walking around with PTSD. There's no reason in the world that Black people, the police, should get behind us and they don't have a siren on and we're terrified.
Girl,
Everybody got their seatbelt on. Everybody sit still. You holding your phone. Everybody got their seatbelt on. Don't play with me. Don't say nothing. Like, they can't hear in this car. What do you mean don't say nothing? You should be able to still freely be comfortable and have conversations and continue to engage with each other. But as soon as they get behind us, the PTSD of everything that we've seen and everything that's in the traumas that we've been living with our entire life kick in. We
but
all
that's a
see the
knowing.
Rakim beat.
Comes from being marginalized and knowing exactly who America really is. And I think
Yeah,
that, anybody that's on the margins, we know America better than America knows America.
absolutely.
And by that, I mean, we know white people better than white people know white people
You ain't
because we've
lying.
experienced the violence. And like I said, they're just now like, wow, wow. Those guys, again, back to Renee Good and Alex Preddy, those guys got shot and they didn't do anything. We know.
And we've
But
been
they were trying to
peacefully
comply.
protesting.
We know.
Yeah.
We know. So, I mean, my dad always used to say there's nothing new under the sun. And I think we are seeing a resurgence of all of this because, quite frankly, there was never any accountability for the Confederacy. I think it goes all the way back to then.
It
And because
does.
they weren't held to account then, I mean, they were rewarded once they lost, which is nuts. Like, how you get reparations for lost
Hello.
property in a war that you started
Hello.
with your own brothers and sisters, which was treason. And now that the war is over, we're just going to hug and pretend like it's all good. And we're just going to collectively continue to screw the indigenous and black people that are here, or the indigenous black people, the indigenous people here. We're going to continue to screw them over as a collective, right? So I think because there was no accountability then, that America doesn't want to reckon with its past. America wants to believe the lie.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because the lie makes everybody but them accountable.
It makes them comfortable too.
Yep.
The lie makes them comfortable,
Yep.
and
Absolutely.
they don't want to feel uncomfortable. I
And they
remember
don't
all
give a
the
damn
talks
about
about
treason.
a critical race theory, and they were like, "Oh, we can't have that in our schools," and we were like, "That's college level anyway, first and foremost." But they were like, their kids are too young to learn about racism. I'm like, damn, I learned about it when I was 5.
Right. I think I might have been in first grade the first time someone said something racist to me.
I learned
And
about it
my
when
mom
I was
had to
5.
have that heartbreaking
I
conversation.
wasn't too young to learn about racism, but little white 5-year-olds are too young to learn
Birds
about
are too
racism.
young.
Funny enough, the racism came from a little white kid that was 5 years old, right?
Because
So
they
it's
already
like,
they're learning it at home.
of
You're
course.
teaching it to them every
Of
day. They're
course,
learning
of
it at home.
course. So, it's just they want to believe the lie about themselves. They want to believe the propaganda. And they've thoroughly digested it because they haven't had to experience something like what we experience all the time. They're so far removed from that version of reality until now.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, they didn't want any accountability for that. Because
Yeah.
everybody's got reparations except black people.
Every damn
Everybody.
time. Everybody.
It was so long ago. It was so long ago. Harriet Tubman died in 1913.
And for context, my grandma was born in 1919 and she died. I'm 41 and she died when I was like 26. So,
Right. Harriet Tubman. And when I read about her or see, depictions of her, you think it's so long ago.
mm-hmm.
She died in the 1900s. I
Yep.
was born in the 1900s.
I mean, you have to think about it. Our parents lived through Jim Crow. My mom went to a school that was originally segregated. When you see all of those children that were the first that were going, most of those people are alive still.
Oh, for
My mom
sure.
can tell you about being on the bus and them yelling racial slurs onto the bus. Like all of that happened in like real time, like real recent.
Yeah.
Our
I mean,
grandparents went through that.
it took me maybe a couple of years ago. It really dawned on me that I'm a part of the first generation of my family born with civil rights.
Ooh.
First generation? I'm like, that shit is crazy as hell because my mom did not have civil rights when she was born, but she got them when she was a preteen. So I am literally part of the first generation of my family born with civil rights. And now my sons are having some of those same rights that I was born with taken away.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't even been one fucking generation.
Yep. And then taking them away.
Because when you get complacent about your freedoms, they will snatch them bitches.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to be real intentional about keeping them.
Yeah. but that requires people standing up and doing the hard things. Looking in the mirror, stop pointing fingers at other people and being like, well, black people, you guys need to. No, worry about yourself. White
Yeah.
supremacy is a white problem.
Yeah.
Black people did not create white supremacy.
No,
That's a
ma'am.
white invention. So that's gonna have to be dismantled by white people.
Yes, ma'am.
We can't do this work for you. This is work you got to do for yourself.
That's why it's been going on so long, because if this was something we could have done, we would have been did it. We fixed everything
Right.
else.
If we could have ended it, bitch, it would have been.
We
We
would have
would have
been
been
done.
ended
If we
this
could do
shit.
it, it
Look,
wouldn't
the
have been
calls
done.
are coming from inside the house, boo.
Hello.
The calls are coming from inside the house.
Absolutely.
It's not us. It is you. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, girl, you ain't never lied. But all right, man. I feel like this has actually been really fun.
Yes. I
Can you
agree.
imagine this being the start of us being like full-time podcasters? We ain't gotta do nothing else. I can see that future.
That'll be so dope. That'll
Make
be
it a real
so
thing.
dope.
Make it a real thing. I don't know. I think we should close it out. This has been really cool, a really fun conversation. I've enjoyed talking with you, Miss Diva. As always, because we do a lot of kiki and offline.
Yes.
And so this is our first, like,
This my friend in real life, y'all.
yeah, we talk in real life about all the things. So, like, really, we're just, I guess, sharing all the kinds of conversations that we normally have.
Yeah.
That's pretty much
Like low key every day.
for real. Yeah. So this has been the very first episode of America No Filter. And for anyone joining us out there, we appreciate you watching. If you like our content, please follow, share, subscribe, do all the things. Tell a friend to tell a friend. What you got, Des? Anything on the closeout?
Just thank you guys for watching. This was a beautiful experience. I cannot wait to come back and talk some more with you next week. So we'll see
Girl.
you next time, and I'll be here and ready to speak without a filter. Finally.
Okay, because baby, let's tell the truth.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. Once again, thank you so much for following along with us. And until next time, this has been America No Filter. I am your host, Breezy, with my co-host
Des the Diva.
and we out, y'all.
Peace.